Hi, in this video I will show you how I set up this rack tower mount for my Jetson Orin Nano cluster. Well, it all began with a Google search for existing Orin Nano mounts to buy, but unfortunately I couldn't find one. There was a DIN rail mount to buy in one online store. However, I wanted to make a rack tower mount to save the space, and personally I think it looks nicer. But I didn't give up. Then I searched on online stores for 3D models, but I could only find enclosures for single boards. Also, the search results were very low compared to Jetson Nano or Raspberry Pi boards. So it was the time that I decided to make a mount base by myself. I used this Tinkercad web app for designing the 3D model. After several failed attempts, I could finally create the budget-friendly mount base for Orin Nano board. I printed this 3D model using CraftCloud 3D. Let me show you the quotation that I got so you can have an idea. First, you have to upload the STL file and then you have to select the material. I selected PETG material because it's a durable and also less expensive one. Remember, you have to select the number of mount bases you want. In my case, I needed 4 mount bases. For the finish, I kept the default 20% infill and it was enough to hold the load. I preferred red color because I thought red mount base and black Orin Nano board is the perfect combination for a beautiful mini supercomputer. Finally, you can see the cost of 4 mount bases, including delivery fees, were around 25 Australian dollars. This price may vary according to your location, your country, but I can tell you that this design consumes less material, so cheaper than any other design. These are the ingredients of my Jetson Orin Nano cluster. You can see my previous videos for the unboxing and for the setup tutorial. Alright, now all the components in my hand, let's see how I assemble these things into a cluster. Here I have 4 3D printed mount bases, 24 M3 standoffs and 4 nuts and bolts. For a moment I thought that all the things are going smoother, but the holes are just 0.5 mm smaller, so the standoff isn't fit to the hole. So I had to find a way to enlarge the hole. So I used a hand drill with a screwdriver head to enlarge the holes. I had to repeat the process for all the 16 holes to get the hole into right size. If you are curious, these white strips on the corners are the double tapes that I stuck before. It will give an extra grip to the Jetson board, so in case when you move the cluster, the Jetson boards will not slip. After sticking double tape strips and enlarging the holes, I add these standoffs for one mount base. Then I will show you how to stack other bases one by one. After screwing 4 standoffs to the top layer of the mount base, then I screw another 4 standoffs from the bottom layer of the mount base. Now I have attached the second mount base to the stack. However, I couldn't take the video of it, but I will show you how I attach the third mount base to this stack now. After placing the mount base like this, I used a small spanner to rotate the standoffs. I had to be extra careful because all the standoffs and the mount bases are made of plastic. For the bottom mount base, I did not place any standoffs as it might add extra height to the rack tower, which makes it unstable. So instead, I set M3 nuts for the bottom layer like this. For the top mount base, I used 4 M3 bolts. If you are hoping to build one, be careful about the height between two layers. In my case, I had to use two M3 standoffs of 20mm each to get the right gap between these layers. So that's why I got 24 standoffs for this one. Otherwise, you will only need 12. So this is the final version of the rack tower mount before adding the Jetson boards. See how beautiful it is. Now it's time to peel off these small stickers of the double tape. I used a small twister to do that. So now we are in the final step and my most favorite one. However, there is a little trick to add these Jetson boards into the rack tower. The Jetson board itself is not a square shaped one, so as the mount base. So I add the Jetson board facing the shorter side towards the wider part of the mount base. Then rotate the Jetson board after it's inside the rack tower. Like that, I repeat the process except the top one. Finally, I feel very satisfied seeing this rack tower made by myself. If you are also interested in building one like this, I added the 3D model on Thingiverse store after correcting that small hole problem, and you also can refer to my Medium article with all the details and resources for this rack tower mount. All the links are right below the video in the description. This is how it looks like after setting power and Ethernet cables. If you like the video, please give a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos like this. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.